presents budget estimate of 697.005 billion naira for 2023 fiscal year. Akwa Ibom State Government releases 2.254 billion naira for payment of gratuity. On the front, U.S. confirms communications with Kremlin amid Ukraine war. In sports, Rayo Vallecano beats Real Madrid 3-2 in La Liga clash. Details coming up shortly. Commentary after the news. Meanwhile, it's on the man Prince Akwa Ibom, his mission and vision for the Udom. To 1 FM, I am Bright James. First in the news this afternoon, the federal government has raised an alarm that another devastating flooding would occur in Nigeria next year if proactive actions were not taken by government at all levels. According to the government, early warnings given to the states in 2022 by National Emergency Management Agency NEMA were ignored and led to the devastating effect all over the affected areas. Speaking in Abuja when he appeared before Yusuf, the Taraba Central-led Senate Committee on Special Duties to defend the 2023 budget, the Director General of NEMA, Mustafa Mohammed, appealed to the committee to intervene on their behalf, stressing that signals has been sent several times to states that there may be a reoccurrence of flood in 2023. Mohammed, who told the senators that despite early warnings issued to states and local governments whose areas were flood-prone, none of them had taken any positive steps to guard against it. He, however, explained that the federal government had opened up the nation's silos and released 12,000 tons of grains already, which were shared to all the 36 states of the Federation. He further advised state government to do more and be proactive in disaster management instead of abandoning it to the federal government. Back here, Akwa Ibom State Governor Udom Emmanuel has presented a budget estimate of 697.005 billion naira for the 2023 fiscal year to the State House of Assembly for approval. Governor Emmanuel, who made the presentation on the floor of the state legislature during plenary, said the 2023 budget estimate tagged budget of completion is made up of 353.000 billion naira for capital expenditure and 344.005 billion naira for recurrent expenditure. The governor told the lawmakers that the policy thrust of the 2023 budget will focus on consolidating on the gains of the 8-point completion agenda.
Taking into account the level of inflation and the exchange rates, the fluctuation, that's made our outlay for next year at 697.005 billion for 2023 fiscal year, as against the approved revised provision of 631.881 billion 2022, representing an increase of 10% from 2022 revised budget. This made up of recurrent expenditure 344.005 billion, capital expenditure 353 billion, total 697.005 billion.
Governor Emmanuel, who said his administration would complete all ongoing projects before the end of his administration, thanked the lawmakers for their support and urged them to expedite action on the timely passage of the budget.
It is by His mercies that we have stepped up into this era of superior performance. It is by His mercies that this budget of completion will be judiciously implemented to achieve the lofty ideals of our forebears. I therefore appeal for your approval and my submissions and your support for its implementation. We promise a faithful implementation of this budget of completion for the general good of our people, our resolve to alleviate poverty and restore hope, create wealth, generate employment, stimulate agricultural and industrial development, and uplift the overall welfare of our people as it remains unflinching as our goal. I beseech you, therefore, to expeditiously consider and approve the 2023 budget proposals, as the relevant details will be provided by the Honorable Commissioner of Finance. Finally,
in his remarks, the Speaker of the State Assembly, Nyekan Basi, commended Governor Emmanuel for results-oriented partnership. Government House correspondent Janua reports that the Speaker, while expressing optimism that the budget will consolidate on the gains of previous financial years, pledged that the 7th Assembly will be thorough and expeditious in the passage of the budget for the good of Akwa Ibom people.
It is our hope that the 2023 appropriation bill, the budget of completion as issued by His Excellency the Governor of Akwa Ibom State, will consolidate on the recorded achievements of previous financial years and enable the governor to perfect his completion agenda. As the People's Assembly, we promise to be thorough and expeditious in our consideration of this budget for the prosperity of our private people. To this extent, I want to urge all ministries, departments, and agencies of government to cooperate with the House of Assembly during the budget defense sessions so as to make the budget consideration and passage seamless.
Meanwhile, Akwa Ibom State Government has released a sum of 2.254 billion naira for payment of gratuity to retired government workers. A statement by the Accountant General of the state, Pastor Udom Emmanuel, indicates that out of the released sum, 1.254 billion naira is for the payment of gratuities of state government pensioners, while 1 billion naira is for retired primary school teachers and National Union of Local Government Employees, NOGE. This gesture, he said, is in keeping with the promise of Governor Udom Emmanuel to ensure that the well-being of the citizens is given the attention it deserves. According to Pastor Andrew Essien, beneficiaries of the ongoing gratuity payment are those who retired from active service and were scheduled for payment in May and June 2016. The Accountant General commended the state governor, Udom Emmanuel, for always putting the welfare of workers at the front burner, even in the face of the current economic crisis ravaging the entire world. He therefore advised the concerned pensioners to cross-check their names at the Treasury headquarters, Uyo. Now, from the state legislature, the suspended chairman of Mbadinin Local Government Council, Nekpo, has been reinstated and urged to take steps to resolve all pending issues relating to the assets of the local government area. His reinstatement was sequel to the adoption of the ad hoc committee set up by the Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly to look into the crisis rocking the council. Considering the reports presented by the ad hoc committee chairman, Aniefjok Dennis Akpan, the House also urged Ekpo, to separate his personal dealings and businesses from the day-to-day administrative activities of the council. The House also advised the reinstated council chairman to comply with relevant tax rules and laws and to avoid imposing oppressive taxes and levies on the people. Also at plenary, the House passed the Akwa Ibom State Signage and Advertising Bill 2022. You're listening to the news on Planet Radio, 101.1 FM. Let's take a breather and then bring you more stories from our foreign sports and entertainment scenes. To stay with us.
So, my son, welcome to the Kalangolo Shrine. The gods are with us. What can I do for you?
Baba, the way you do me, and I even sick, Seth. I think say him give me HIV.
Eh? No.
What do you mean, Baba?
No way anybody fits use wage give you HIV. If anybody tell you that one, na lie them talk. Because wage no fit give person HIV.
No matter how the wind strong, nobody fit give or carry HIV from witchcraft.
Thanks for staying with us. Now on the foreign scene, the U.S. has confirmed communications with Kremlin amid Ukraine war. It comes as the White House refuses to deny reports that Sullivan has been leading talks with Russia to prevent nuclear escalation in Ukraine. Speaking in New York, Sullivan said it was in the interest of the U.S. to maintain contact with the Kremlin. In sports, Real Madrid suffered a blow in the La Liga title race as it slipped to a 3-2 away defeat to crosstown rivals Rayo Vallecano. It was an eventful game at the Estadio de Velázquez, and one upon which Madrid failed to stamp the authority at any point, suffering their first league defeat of the season, and now sitting 2 points behind Barcelona. Now on the entertainment scene, superstar Whiskey's recent live performance of his upcoming album, More Love, Less Ego, held at the Roundhouse in London, will be available to stream on Apple Music in over 165 countries next Monday, November 14th. According to reports, Whiskey's live performance, which features some of his first performances of songs from the highly anticipated new album, More Lovely's Ego, is set to be released on November 11th. It's been the news on Planet Radio 101.1 FM. But before we go, a recap of the major stories. Another devastating flooding would occur in Nigeria. Active actions were not taken by government at all levels. Akwa Ibom State Governor Udom Emmanuel has presented a budget estimate of 697.005 billion naira for the 2023 fiscal year to the state's House of Assembly for approval. Akwa Ibom State government has released a sum of 2.254 billion naira for payment of gratuity to retired government workers. On the foreign scene, we told you that the U.S. has confirmed communications with Kremlin amid the Ukraine war. In sports, we reported that Real Madrid suffered a blow in La Liga's title race as it slipped to a 3-2 away defeat to crosstown rivals Rayo Vallecano. For comments and coverage of news or the events, call our newsroom on 0812-770-2940. Visit our website on Planet11FM.ng. Follow us on Twitter at Planet_11FM. You can also like our verified Facebook page at Planet11FM. The news was edited by Jane Uwa. As we end the news, remember that nature has given us all the pieces required to achieve exceptional wellness and health. But it's left it to us to put these pieces together. I am Bright James. Good afternoon and thank you for listening. Up next is the commentary on the man Prince Akwa Ibom, his mission and vision for the Kingdom.